Hello. We are, let's see. Matthew, Michel, and I am here. I think my mother may be coming. Wait, it says, Matthew, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, because I'm getting a message that you were unable to join the call, but if you're here, then it's all okay. I think my mother will be joining us. I thought Charles was going to be here, but it looks like he's not online yet. So I guess for now it's us three.
That's okay.
That's okay. I'm going to tell you now. I'm actually recording. I'm recording my screen as well as. It looks like my mom's on now too. June. Mama? Hello. I don't hear her, but I see that she's on, so I think she's listening. So we're recording. I'm recording both my screen and the voice, and I'm going to turn it into a podcast as well as put it on YouTube. So, and I may have to pause at some point during the call because I've just given my baby a bath and put him down hoping that he'll fall asleep. So we'll see if that works. Anyway, so let's get started. I guess this is our first call. And so today I wanted to talk a bit about ACE, Advancement of Civilization Effort, what it is, who it is, the mission, how it came about, and do some introductions, the people that are involved in it, and present the website a little bit. So let me share my screen. All right. Are you guys seeing my screen now?
It's coming. Yes, we have it.
Yep. Okay, so first of all, I guess let's do some introductions. I'm Alix Claire Erie, the founder of Advancement of Civilization Effort. And here on the website, at the About page, you can see the core members. So there's me, there's my bio with my contact information. There's Matthew, here's Michel, and those are the three that are actually on the call now, as well as, I think my mom's listening in. There's Charles, who will be joining us from time to time, and then there's a couple of other people that are not here today. So ACE is something that basically I have had inside of me forever, and I made a choice to express that in the physical world about 4 years ago when I began writing the first version of the website, and now it's evolved into a much larger website. And let's see, let's go to the home. And basically the basic mission is to advance civilization, which is happening inherently.
Yeah, we have no choice.
We have no choice but to advance civilization. Exactly. Thank you, Michel. Time is just going on. So really what advancement of civilization effort is, the word effort is almost an oxymoron here because there is no effort, right? We are just a channel for that advancement to happen.
Excuse me, Alix, if I may intervene. I think the effort is still existing. I mean, every work requires energy and effort. No matter where we tap the energy, the effort is the activation that creates the action. So
you're right.
It doesn't make sense to have the effort. So just the question is that how we want to channel our energy and that will be the action and then the effort that's in place.
Exactly. So that's why the word is still in there. The ideal is that there is no effort, and at some points in our development we do reach a point where we're just coasting and that effort ceases to exist. But right now we're putting a lot of effort into our our endeavors, right? So you're completely right. Okay, so that's the basic mission. Before I go any further, I would like for Michel to introduce himself, and then after Matthew. And
So we have 4 people online. So I'm on the Switzerland side, so I'm probably the one further away right now. Oh no, Matthew, you are in India?
Yeah, I'm in India, so I would be the
yeah. Well, farthest from where? I don't know. I'm in Louisiana, United States right now, so I'm maybe the farthest away from Matthew.
So I'm in Switzerland. I've been working all around in the technology field, more or less in the electronics, semiconductors, hardware. And I have a background that is a little bit diverse in the sense that I'm interested in a lot of things, including advancement of civilization, and that's why I want to contribute. I mean, within ACE, I do have a normal day job in operation, big operation, which I can name. I didn't put it on my bio because I don't want to recast the fact within the company. I'm more of a guy that wants to do the revolution, but from within. So I love to work for big corporation, but implementing the change within and in a subtle way. And that's why I'm still not advertising that I'm with. To at least to everyone.
Understandable, yes.
Yeah, and that's the way I want to be. You know, I could be working for Monsanto, developing organic culture, right? Organic agriculture. So, if I want to implement changes, I implement change where they are needed.
Mm-hmm.
So ACE to me is more like a platform where we can try out new model of who we organize, the way we work, project we work on, and then probably apply that in different places.
Yes. It's like an incubator, something of this sort.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So technically here I would probably provide a lot of ideas, guidance on the technical side, and do experimentation and go with the flow.
Good.
Yeah, good. And that's about it.
Thank you. So Matthew, Jijo.
Yes. Hello, Michel and Alix. Matthew here. Actually, I am from India, and currently I am in Bangalore, the south of India. South, not most south, but the middle of India. So I am basically I'm an HR professional. I have a master degree in human resource management, and currently I am working as a HR recruiter for an IT company. So that is my profession, and I have been in touch with Alix for the last 3 years, from 2012 onwards. We have been doing yoga and other activities together for a long time now. And this SCE concept, when it came into a kind of a formal idea, I felt a lot of attraction to the concept, especially the community that we will be able to cultivate through our effort. That is one of the things I am more interested, which community is in which a community can be developed in the form of a natural implementation of our ideas. I mean, the yoga and organic lifestyle and all these things. So I am really interested in contributing to that area a lot in the future.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I know both Michel and Matthew from my time in Geneva, Switzerland. So I met you both there. Well, actually, Michel, I didn't meet. We met in person in San Francisco. That's true, but we met on a meetup group in Geneva, and so Geneva has united us all. And so a little bit more about myself is my own background, educational background, is in physics. I was studying theoretical physics, like theoretical particle, string theory physics during my master's education in Geneva, and I did an internship in both neutrino physics and one in top physics at CERN. And eventually I just wanted to give a little bit more energy to the subjective sciences than I was able to do as an objective scientist. So physics is a very objective science, and yoga, tantra specifically, is a subjective science, meaning that the acquisition of information, perception of a sentient being is admitted as being valid, which it is not normally when you're discussing the experimental design in physics. So an observation that I might make is not always considered to be valid in physics. Whereas in Tantra, there are systematic methods put into place to refine our perception, and to make it that our discrimination, our ability to discriminate and to make valid observations is heightened. And so that was kind of the way that ACE, Advancement of Civilization effort, was spawned initially, because I am very interested in the Grand Unified Theory, the GUT, and that's why I was studying string theory and physics in general. However, a Grand Unified Theory, a theory that describes appropriately and accurately all of the universe, such that we can predict what's going to happen, is not going to be possible unless we admit absolutely everything into a model. And subjective experience is part of that everything. So that is kind of how ACE was spawned originally. And I have some articles on an older blog that I haven't yet migrated to this new site yet. There's a lot going on. As a matter of fact, here is our project space that I'm putting on the screen now. These are just... we have several projects over here. If anybody listening in would like to get access to this, just write me. You can find me on my on the About page again, on Advancement of Civilization effort, to join in. Okay. Any questions or comments on that so far?
Yeah.
All right. So it was spawned from that. because I've had a lot of experiences in my life, a lot of experiences, both normal as well as what can be termed paranormal. Ever since I was a child, I've had a lot of them, and so it's made it evident to me that things such as telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation are all possible. So that's, you can see, I wrote a bit about this on concept siddhis. Siddhis in Sanskrit means psychic powers, basically. Now, the psychic powers are not the aim, but because I have experienced them, it has allowed me to understand that there is a way to achieve greater harmony in our daily lives, in our families, in our societies, in our civilization as a whole, and to expand and explore and experience other parts of the universe without using big, clunky technology such as rocket ships and without destroying our environment, etc. So we come to kind of the aims of what advancement of civilization. Yes? Question?
So Alex, if I understand you want to use CDs to be more efficient.
It's not that I want to.
Not waste resources in nature, right?
Well, I mean, want. Yeah, you can use the word want. It's not so much that I want to, but that it became very obvious to me that it is possible, that there's a more elegant way of existing than what we are doing now in our current state of civilization.
Yeah. There is one question I have about that. I mean, you're aware that, I mean, the scientific world, I mean, not everything is viewed the same way. And if in our group we want to reach out to everybody so that everyone can have their role in advancing the civilization, don't we have to, I mean, have a different branch or whatever so that people don't get, don't marginalize us for all those, why they might not read?
It's, yeah, sure. It's a valid question. And it's something to explore a little bit more. I guess the point being is that the more that we purify our own beings and achieve greater degrees of discrimination, then we are able to better explain ourselves and enunciate such that we can communicate seamlessly with everyone. So,
well, the question is that do you want to make sure that your message can go at large, or you want to concentrate, like you said, discriminate to people that are capable of receiving the message, so to speak?
No, it's both. It's actually both. I feel like it's a message that will be able to be reached by all of civilization, and that we are able to touch and address everyone and to communicate with everyone. It's just a matter of translating.
I think organic community life is a concept that is everywhere it is accepted, but we have a platform to connect with a lot of people with our own uniqueness. I mean, there is a lot of community available all around the world which will be able to support us, and we can make alliance and we can go forward.
That's true. And so Matthew's talking about, okay, I'll come back to this, the aims of advancement of civilization effort, and I'll just show what Matthew's talking about under concept inhabit ACE. So one of the plans is to eventually have a type of community in which this kind of lifestyle can thrive. So let's go back to the home page so I can talk. What kind of lifestyle are we talking about? Home. So I'm just going to read this off. It's a lifestyle promoting limitless existence, okay? What would it look like for an entire culture to live in harmony with the environment, with no expectation to be productive? What would a community look like where the only expectation would be to live on inspiration and to use our inherent spontaneous creativity? Visualize this situation in which all resources for manifesting your wildest dreams are at your fingertips, including access to technology and higher learning, artistic tools, and building materials, just to name a few. Look no further. Advancement of civilization effort is the response to this demand. So, basically, this is the vision. This is the core vision of advancement of civilization effort, and the core project is to create this space in the physical 3-dimensional space, time, and 4-dimensional time. So we have different zones here that I've set up, which I'm not really.
Sorry. You say 3-dimensional or 4-dimensional. The space is 2-dimensional?
Well, no, I meant to say 3-dimensional space and actually 4-dimensional space-time. So, as a matter of fact, there's many more dimensions than that. There's at least 11 dimensions, probably many, many more than that. There's even possibly an infinite number of dimensions.
It's not the trend that, in physics now they reduce it to 2?
I think not in the theory that I was studying, not in the theory that I was studying during my master's, but I was on 11-dimensional strings. But
the holographic view of the world, I think, is collapsed back to 2.
Okay, well, I can put that on my project. I can put that on a task list.
It's easier because then we can put it on the web page.
Yes. So let's see. Explore 2D holographic universe theory. Maybe we can actually manifest someone to come and talk to us about that. Yeah. Actually, I have a pretty good idea of someone. My master thesis professor is working on holographic theory. So, but I didn't get that far. Anyway, thank you for that interjection. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about all of the zones today. That will be for a later time. But I will just mention that they are set up just as a diagram, kind of a Venn diagram, based on diet. And the idea behind that is kind of in Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga, there's 4 types of yoga. I have a video on YouTube where I describe the 4 types of yoga. And yoga basically means union. Yoga means the union, a union of consciousness, Zen, Samadhi, basically. You can reach these states through basically 4 different types of yoga, and one of them is Hatha Yoga, which is based on the body purification. So we can reach these higher states of channeling our energy and activating more of our ability to use our brain rather than just the 4 or 5, 10% of our brain that we normally use. We can activate more of our brain and become much more efficient beings by purifying our body. And so that's kind of the idea behind the zone structure.
Yeah, different purification stage.
Exactly, yeah. And so within the inside of the community, which would be this D area, where it's the residents that come there and don't have to pay. They kind of live on a volunteer exchange. It's raw vegan. There's this fasting zone, a silence zone, and inside there we have our council hall, an area where we can produce production, library, pedagogical area for children. So all of this is in the making. I actually have explained this much more in some manuscripts that I've written, and they are not yet online. And that will be coming in the future so that everyone can view it. Okay. So there's that. Any questions on that?
A clean room for me. The clean room, the human.
It looks what? The clean room?
Where we build, shapes of those type of things. So you get different tasks, to get less and less dust.
Yes, exactly. That's
to create pure and great materials, whatever. And I think we do the same with the human, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what this is. It's kind of the clean room process. So that's that.
While every corporate builds fabs and clean rooms in China, we are in our own.
Yes, so I mean, the rest is completely valid, and it will continue to exist. But this just allows us a way to do some kind of production that needs great levels of purification. Yeah. So, and that's actually kind of that's the foundation of Tantra, is that everything is valid. There's no good or bad in Tantra. You have the side of the purification, which we call right-hand Tantra or Dakshina Tantra, which includes austerities and mantra chanting and all of this. But then you have the left-hand Tantra, which includes the 5 limbs of left-hand Tantra, which is eating of meat and fish and grains, and partaking in intoxicants as well as in sexual activity. So it's all valid within Tantra. There's no good or bad, but it really is a science. And well, that's the point, is that's why here we have the zone A. In zone A, you've got omnivore, you have, it's the outside, it's when China with the great pollution and, so both are acceptable, and I've kind of described this in greater detail in the manuscript, but this, yep.
When we advance into higher levels, you mean we will be going further into vegetarian stuff like that?
Well,
it's a personal choice.
Well,
it's any level from those tasks. Just one task probably easier than the other.
Well, there's a guru that I know that says that it's not higher. It's actually horizontal. It's not higher states. It's horizontal, and Michel is completely right. There are the Agoris, which are a tantric sect who are very, very tamasic, or what we call they're very much left-hand tantrikas. Yeah. And they go as far as to eat raw meat, like raw human meat, and they eat like feces and partake in sex with prostitutes, and they actually do everything because that brings them to a state where they see that everything is the same, everything is divine, et cetera, et cetera. So there are definitely different paths. I have seen, like, the way that I have come to my the experiences that have opened up my brain the most, I have arrived at through great levels of purification. So I can say I'm an expert in that sense. I have definitely used left-hand tantra as well, but purification is something that I'm an expert on, and austerities, etc. So yes, it's all valid.
That's really good. I mean, it's good to have both the side of all things.
Yep. Okay. So now, let's leave our projects for later. Okay, if there's nothing else there, I'll just go back to the aims, because there's two things that I want to discuss today before we end the call for sure. So the aims of advancement of civilization effort, the top two that we have here on this list are advancement on the Kardashev scale and development on the Kohlberg scale of morality. Now the most, okay. So, Kardashev scale. Have you guys heard of the Kardashev scale?
Is it the frequency thing,
No, so this is kind of a scale that's used in science fiction to classify civilizations. And it classifies the civilization by the amount of energy a civilization is able to utilize. Okay.
I've heard about that.
So I'm just showing you on Wikipedia here that there's 3 types of civilization. A type 1 civilization uses only resources available on its home planet. Type 2 harnesses all needed energy from its local star. And type 3 of its galaxy. So, actually, Earth, we're not even a type 1 civilization. Okay, we're approximated at being approximately at about 0.7. So one of the aims of advancement of civilization effort is to move our civilization along this scale to become fully a type 1 civilization and eventually a type 2 or 3. Imagine what we would be able to do if we could harness all of the energy of our galaxy. And why not?
There would be advancement of civilization effortless.
Exactly. There we go.
Okay, for type 1, we harness the energy from the earth.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Just earth, not beyond the earth.
Exactly, just the earth. And that's why we're not a type 1 civilization yet, because there's a lot of waste. We're still, that's obvious. I don't really need to go very deep into that.
So does that mean that we don't waste? If you have the abundance of all the energy of the universe, one can think, why focus being on not wasting, right?
I think I understood what you said, but can you rephrase it? Because I'm not exactly sure I understood you.
Okay, what I'm saying is that to be able to be a type 1, meaning utilizing all the net resources available, that means we should not waste any of it, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And I mean, waste is I mean, you can go back to the law that says energy is neither created or destroyed. So nothing, I mean, on that level is wasted. But I think it means that acknowledging everything that we do, turning it into some kind of giving it meaning, kind of avoiding using the word ritual, but that's kind of what happens when you get into higher levels of tantra and when things become effortless, is that every single action that is taken is devoted.
It's in harmony with everything.
It's in harmony with everything. It takes into account the atmosphere, how it's affecting everything that's going on greater and greater degrees.
So it would be like we have to think about switching our current energy system to a new type, the solar energy, or less harmful to the earth. Isn't it like that?
Yes, that's correct. So that's why, I mean, if we have a closed system, then come back here. That's why we have this clean room. So within that clean room, if we can get it more and more purified, then we can actually harness, due to quantum entanglement, within that clean room, we can harness all of the energy of a galaxy. We can be our own civilization within our clean room.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So yes, taking use of solar power, of water power, of, if we buy plastics, then melting them down and upcycling them, reuse, reduce, recycle, growing our own food, having a sustainable community, actually really using everything, building structures out of our waste, making art out of our waste. Not just finishing with it and throwing it into a landfill or the ocean,
But that doesn't mean, what it is for you is that we won't be able to use, explore too fast. We use energy from further, or use energy from further, while we reduce and concentrate on using the full potential of nature and earth around us. Because there is so many untapped resources already. So, the society today can probably sustain with what we have locally. We don't need to be a type 2, or if there's so many unused and tapped energy within the type 1 of civilization, right?
Sure. We're actually okay. We're happy, we're good here and now.
But the question is that do we have to, in your opinion, do we have to focus on utilizing everything, like the storms, the wind, the whatever, all the atomic energy from the middle of the earth or whatever, before using the stars out? Is there a mandatory, I don't want to use mandatory, but is there a path where we have to be type 1 before becoming a type 2? Because in that sense, there is no need for developing full solar power unless we have to use all the rest.
That's a good question. I don't have an exact answer for you, but what my intuition is telling me that yes, you do need to have the mindset and the mentality at least, of a type 1 civilization to be able to achieve the type 3 status, at least. It doesn't necessarily have to be the global civilization, but I think even as an individual, if you consider one individual to be a civilization, that individual needs to be able to understand and implement the type 1 mentality before it can implement type 3. Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of, well, down here I talk about strengthen trans-capitalism, and that's something else that I've written about in my manuscripts. But so what that is here, I mean, it could be trans politics or whatever, meaning we evolving out of that system, but we're not anti-capitalism. We have within our community, within our little diagram, I'm just going to actually open this up in a new tab so I can keep switching back to it. So in the inside here, we're just on a volunteer exchange program. There's no real exchange of money going in or out. We're living on inspiration. We're living on the earth. But on the outside here, in A and B and C, we still have like the exchange of money. We've got a bed and breakfast. We have a retreat center. So on the inside, we have no more money, we have no more capitalism or monetary economy, but we're still interacting with the outside world. So that's why, again, it can be a civilization of one individual or a civilization of all. It comes down to how we contain our energies and how we allow them to flow. And inhale, exhale. Okay. All right. Anything else on that? If not, I'll move down to the second aim.
Well, there is one thing that maybe let us quickly share also the slide I've prepared, because there's a lot of redundancy with what you said, and so I will probably give my view of how I envision ACE, and then so that we can discuss if we are aligned on that later on.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to then stop sharing my screen and allow you to...
Okay. And I can do that.
Yeah, I think it's best if you share your screen and you do the presentation. Okay.
Share screen.
I think it's under the plus sign. There we go.
Full screen for that. Okay, so just go back on the top. So you tell me if you see my screen.
I'm seeing it, yes.
Okay. I might phrase things a little bit differently than Alix, but the spirit is the same. So the effort is to making the future present, meaning that we envision a better way for an advanced civilization, and we want to take action so that this becomes present.
Can I just pause really quickly here? I want to mention that what you just said is very important. You have a different way of explaining it, a different perspective. So does Matthew, so does everyone, and that is very important because we do want to advance as a civilization and have as many people and as many perspectives as possible, and it's all valid. And so I'm really happy to hear everything you guys have to say and that you take over. So thank you. Now you can have the floor.
So the question is who we are as a community, as a team member, and what is the reach we want to obtain. And so we are individuals, but what's more importantly, we are part of the humanity, and that's what we want to assess. And because of our advancement, we will be able to advance technology in the same time. And those goes by pair, is that we won't be able to advance technology if we are not advancing our civilization. And so the first stage is advancing ourselves, and that's all the cleaning stages that Alix mentioned, all the transformation, all the work of personal growth, evolution, and practice and discipline that will prepare us, give us the tools to make the civilizational advance and the technology. And once we have the technology, then we can deploy this in a larger scale for the mass, for the full population. And once everything is deployed, then we can address the whole universe. But that's those stages, who we are and how we want to advance to the final goal is advancing the whole universe.
Yes, completely.
Evolution is wrong, and that's why I made a little comment at the first is why do we want to make an effort? And like I said, is that any action requires an effort. It's the chemistry. You need energy to move from one stage to another stage. And if you don't do anything, you don't change, then that's the stage, that's the collapse. And so we are bound to change. And so we need to have some energy from anywhere, but we need to put this energy into action. And that's what I say, is that if you're alone on your quest, it probably requires much higher efforts to advance than if you will get together. And that's why I see ACE as a catalyst, like on a chemistry sense, where it's lower the energy barrier. So
did you stop sharing your screen?
Okay.
No, keep.
We do that.
Can you stop sharing your screen? Can you get the screen back up?
Yes. Stop sharing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. How come? 1 moment. So what was the last slide that you see?
It had the, yeah, there it is. Okay, yes. Oh no, go back to the other one. Yes, this one. Nope, no, with the graphic.
Yes.
Yes, this one. Mm-hmm.
So within S, if we join our force, then we have a lower effort to make that change. And why we want to make the change is that very simple reason is that if we get better, that makes us happy. And if you see in all spiritual or school and everything, it's always lead to the same: is being in harmony, being one with the universe, being happy. And so the search for happiness, harmony, and all those things is a valid one that you can apply to everything. And then it's not on the materialistic side, but it's on the growth and the advancement and type of levels. And so changing ourselves, like changing technology, and then applying that to change the universe. The nice thing with the human is that because of our brain, of our neurology and our system, we can generate thoughts that go far beyond than our physical tangible world. And what does that mean is that we can think ahead, we can create in our head, and those creations in our head, those are the ones that will materialize in the universe. So we can change, we can simulate, we can advance much faster by within ourselves, within our thoughts, and then we can apply that to the whole universe. And that's the how do you call it, all the creation and how do you call it, I forgot the name, but all the positive feedback that we can have on our world.
Wonderful. Could you just explain this graphic that you had on that page for us?
Well,
And for non-scientists too, yeah, in a way that.
so it's a graphic borrowed from chemistry, which is that to move a material from one stage to another stage, or any other physical experiment, you require so you have an energy level of one materials, and you want to bring it to another energy level. And what you have to do is you have to activate, provide an extra energy to make the change. So every change requires an effort. Every change requires an energy. And that's true for everything in your life. If you're not motivated to do something, then nothing's happened. Once you get the motivation, that's your initial energy. And then you have to leverage that energy and channel that to make the change. And so what I'm saying is that if in chemistry we are catalysts with an external element that helps reduce the energy barrier. So instead of following the black path, you follow the dotted red line.
You follow the what line?
Less energy to achieve the same state, so the same advancement.
I didn't hear the last thing that you said was if you don't follow the.
So what I'm saying is that you follow the dotted line. You use a catalyst.
The dark lines.
It requires less energy, and so getting an organization that helps us reduce less energy because we have is wonderful. And then by being together, by leveraging our skills, our talents, and then working together, it'll make this evolution more effortless.
Exactly. That's a perfect description.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like for you to continue your presentation, but I'm having a bit of an issue with my power cord here. It doesn't seem to be charging at the moment, and I'm about to run out of batteries. So I may have to end this in about 10 minutes.
Okay, let me go fast.
Okay.
So the other thing is that, like I said initially, the change is unavoidable. So we have to advance. So the goal within ACE is to accelerate this evolution. And like I say, is because the future we see it brighter. Then we want to put all our effort to accelerate that path. So ACE, the initial structure. We have placed some project on the Asana.
Nice graphic.
There is four type of projects. So there is the exploration. It's more an area where we can explore and then brainstorm ideas. There is the project that is the core activity. That project called Namaste, which is the path that we choose to clean ourselves and also so it's both the individual advancements versus the technological advancements. So we choose one initially. I don't know if we will follow that one, but the telepathic type of thing. And to be able to bring telepathy to the technology, we have to be able to reach that type of power individually. And we have that type of readiness. So this is another. What is and to be able to be ready, we need to be. Imagine that we are capable of telepathically communicate with everyone. Are we ready today? Meaning that we have to be totally unconditional, loving.
Yes.
You have a friend that hates you because you did something wrong to him. He never communicate to you, but now you have access to his brain and he's saying bad thought to you.
That's a very good point.
Capable of receiving that. So that's why there is this path of cleaning yourself, reaching higher stage, being more compassionate, extremely tolerant. If today the three of us we have open minds and we can tap into each other's minds, are we capable of not getting upset? Are we capable of controlling our egos, and all those things? And so that's all the work that we have to do in the first place. Otherwise, we won't be able to get access to those technological advancements.
You're completely right.
And so that's the goal of this Namaste project, is that we advance both individually and technically. The entanglement, the mission entangled, is the part that is for reaching out the public. So that's the recruiting part, that's the broadcasting message, that's the conferencing things, that's the E-zone or the border E-zone that is on your inhabitants. And there is one little orange circle that I call it organic, is the things I envision to replace corporations. So that's the new type of organization that is leaderless, that does not have, that value every individual, so that everybody can bring their contribution in a flawless way with all the motivation, it's all the good energy, and it's finding a structure that enables that. And so that's one measure, the key 4 measure project that I see.
Wonderful.
One thing that if you have to be transition from type 1 to type 2 civilization, there is a question that we have to ask ourselves. Is that, people predict that the world will reach 10 billion people soon. And how can we sustain that type of population? There is mathematical models that reach the maximum. You cannot go beyond 12 billion just because the way civilization is. It's not a question of resource, it's a question of that the system will stabilize at the maximum. And I think that in our action, what we have to do is we have to think as if we were 12 billion. In terms of resources, in terms of sharing, in terms of whatever. So all our projects and organizations should be validated in that type of context. Will it work with 12 billion people? And I would like to make the effort to think if it's applicable for 12 billion or not. And so we should think that we have a model where we should act like if we were 12 billion, but on the other hand is we are one. Mm-hmm. So is utilizing this power of 12 billion people, but all together in oneness. And that's powerful.
It's very, very powerful.
So like you said, that's the limitless existence. And so that, what does that mean in the physical world? That means health for the body, the mind, the soul, harmony, telepathic communication, teleportation, everything, creativity, non-profit, non-production based things, abundance everywhere, and only in one space. So that's the what I think is that we can implement, and that's probably also where I put my energy towards. Like I said, we need to be ready and have a couple of rules, but I think Alix, you have some slide on your website for that. It's required to be trustful, to be honest, to be caring. There is one thing is that we also have to make sure that all our anger, frustration are channeled in the right way to be able to keep the positive attitude. And there's one thing that we should do, that all together we should find a way, a common vision, and then carry that message around sort of as a group.
Completely. I just want to let you know, my computer's saying it's got 7 minutes left, so.
Okay. So just a quick rule to be able to reach those things is that I would like to set up something so that all the frustration, they got into a ranting, but and also practice gratitude within ourselves. So I don't know if we can set up something, but it will keep us from falling into different trap down the road, and then keep us happy for sure.
I have a suggestion to make. I see that we're on slide 12 of 20, right?
Yeah, but that's fine.
I mean, I can. I mean, if you want, I can try and restart my computer and see if.
No, I mean, I'm totally done because I mean those are all the material slide, and then I mean, I don't have to present everything.
Well,
I have an empty slide, but that I was trying to prepare for every project.
Okay.
There is one thing that I want to say is that the Wikipedia, the Wiki Espedia is online. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
And so we can start populating in that type of site. It's just able to reach out, I mean, for more people, because what I think is that depending on the project we want to tackle, what I think at the beginning we won't be ambitious just because of the resources. But if you want to do especially in AI, there's a lot of things that has been done and that are done outside. But if you want to do similar things, you need huge amount of resources.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think we have to go through that. I think we should just keep humble goals and projects just to demonstrate the capability and reach out for people. And then once we have a critical mass, then we will have the resources to address, more challenging projects. Especially if we have to do, some physics experiments. Those are not easy.
Yes. You're completely right.
To leverage the quantum entanglement, in our mind, that's fine, So let's do it in our mind first, and then we will see for the other level.
Yes.
That's the idea. And so I have another slide for the organization I would like to set up. And for sure, I'm totally open. That's the initial idea. That might not be the case down the road, but I'm open for suggestion. And that's the initial seed that I want to place there. So a new style of corporation that is expandable, like I said, expandable to the 12 billion people. And that is in total harmony and respect for human nature and all the beings around. Initially leaderless, people-oriented. I would like also to make sure, and is to be able to get adoption for everyone, is that if you look at the core motivation of people, why would like to work for us or with us, is because they want to work for a greater cause. They want to have a meaning in what they are doing. They want to be able to develop their skills, to develop themselves. And so that's why I want to have that type of environment to provide that, but for not only for us, but for anyone that wants to join.
Okay, that's beautiful. I would really love for you to talk a little bit more about this the next time, but I need to cut this off because I have 1 minute left, and I need to save.
Sorry, I took a lot of time.
No, thank you so much. I don't know what's happening with my charger. It's just the obstacles coming. So okay, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week for sure, and talk to you offline as well after. If anyone listening in wants to get in touch with us on Facebook, they know how to do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a nice week.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Weekend this week.